Hello everyone. Welcome to the Adobe XD Creative Daily Challenge. How's it going in the chat? We see Sam and Chris and Stuart and Unicorn. Hey, I saw you, Unicorn, earlier for an event. I did a portfolio do's and don'ts event this morning. It was so fun, and I think that it would be such a great event for you guys. So I'm actually just going to throw the replay in the chat for you guys if you want to check it out. I am your host, Elizé. Happy Tuesday. I'm a design educator. My whole goal is making design education a good time, easy to learn, and just enjoyable, relaxing into the moment, having fun with one another. Hi, Laura. Good to see you as well again today. Let's get into it. I want to show you my screen. So here is the Daily Creative Challenge landing page. You are going to see all of your challenges right here. The challenge is running from November 8th through December 10th. The big blue button is where you're able to enroll. Right underneath that is where you're going to see all your challenges. And today we're talking about dark mode. If you haven't seen a stream before from this, I guess 2 weeks almost now, a week and a half, we're talking about 2022 UI trends. So this is going to be another one that we are going to be seeing next year. You can download the design file that I'm working with right here with the Get Started button. And right below, you can download Adobe XD for free, and you can chat with the community through Discord. Discord is this beautiful platform where you're able to connect with other people, network, and most of all, upload your challenges and get feedback from the community. Another channel that you want to check out is the Tips and Tricks channel. This is where I put the decks that I create every day to help educate you, help you guys to learn as you design. All right, so let's look at your guys' challenges that you've submitted yesterday. Yesterday we did the to-do list app, and this was really showcasing the power of micro interactions. Let's take a look at some designs here. We have from Yu Yang. Oh, I'm liking the colors and like the vibe already. Feels very relaxed. We can launch this prototype, see it in action. Oh, I love it. How cute is this? Great job. Oh, and you even created this design. Love it. So seeing those micro interactions. Wonderful job. Let's take a look at some more. We have one here from Aubrey. Cool. We get to see the artboards, and we can play the video here. We can see that scrollable section up top. Seeing the to-do list getting checked off. Yes, super wonderful. Let's take a look at one more. We've got the Fam app. Ooh, is this like an app for your families? You can like make sure that you are taking care of your kids and picking them up when you need to and whatnot. Oh, yep, exactly. Pick up Nolan from daycare. Finish your new portfolio. Book plane tickets. Hey, I see that you put some personalization in there. I appreciate that. That's how things can get like more interesting and more fun for yourself when you're designing. You're going to see I put in a lot of that in today's topic, which is all about dark mode. So this is challenge number 7. We're going to be designing a social media feed in dark mode. And we're going to be using a feature called scroll groups in order to do so. So let's get into it. What is dark mode? Why is this a trend? So 2022 trend, dark mode. It is a user interface design theme that displays light text on a black background instead of the traditional black text on a white background. Well, why is that important? Why does that matter? Well, number one, it helps to reduce eye strain. Do you guys ever use dark mode? Like, have you found that it's helped? Sometimes you can like turn it on at certain points. I've been actually using dark mode a lot on my phone. I just turned it generally on in my phone, and I think it's been helping my eyes. It also Helps to facilitate screen use in dark environments. So if you're in like a dark area, maybe you've noticed this with your Google Maps too. If you go in a tunnel, suddenly switches to dark mode so you can actually see while you're driving and know where you're going. And the other thing is it conserves battery power. If your phones are dying constantly, maybe you should, turn on that dark mode. Now, I want to give you some best practices. Number one, avoid using pure black. We're not actually using pure white on top of pure black. Okay, we're using grays or darker grays, and it really gives that same experience, but it softens that contrast so that it's not like so jarring to see a very dark background with very white text. And we can also have like the greater depth through the shadows and elevation. You can see that here with this card. There's like a shadow in the back, and you can see that because it's not just completely black back there. You would not see any shadow if it was all dark. We also want to soften our whites. This is from Material Design. They have kind of all these best practices around dark mode that I would recommend you check out. But we're not using completely 100% for those white colors. We're using an 87%, 60%, or 38% to represent disabled text that you cannot click onto. And we want to avoid heavily saturated colors, right? So saturated colors look really great on white, like this kind of fun blue, bluish purple, but it's really hard to read on dark mode. So we want to use something that's a bit lighter, not so saturated, like this example here. All right, cool. So let's look at the design we're creating. I, of course, designed something very personal to me. I wanted a social media app for my dog. And here we're gonna be able to like scroll through and see some of the dog's little stories. We can also scroll down and see some of the dogs. And guess what? This is my dog, little Cashew. I even included this video here of him running around at the beach. This is like his favorite place to be. And then scrolling down, you actually see his best friend, Moogie. This is Cashew's best friend. So we're gonna play around with these scroll groups. We're gonna have fun with dark mode. And we are going to start right here. I've already created an artboard where I'm going to lay out all of my layers. And I've included already this very basic logo at the top with the two little paws. And what I'm going to first do is put that background color on. So I'm going to select the artboard, and I've already selected a color that I want to use, which is this kind of darkish blue color. And I want to show you what it looks like. It's not all the way black over here, right? It's more towards this gray area, but even going a little towards blue. I'm not even going over here to gray because actually, when we go and stick with just grays, strict grays, it can kind of feel very unnatural. So actually, if you want to go towards a blue hint or purplish or something like that, it tends to feel a bit better. So I'm sticking with this kind of dark bluish gray. Now I want to make this little horizontal scroll section to see all of Cashew's little buddies, all their little stories and what they're doing. And I'm going to make the circle by hitting E on my keyboard, or you can select this third option on your toolbar here, which is the circle, and I'm holding Shift to make a perfect circle. Then over on the right hand side in my property inspector, I'm getting rid of that inside white color, and I am going to put this purple color. So I'm going to right click and apply border color to that. And then from there, I am going to copy it and paste it, and I'm just going to hold Shift again to continue to make a perfect circle. And I'm just going to place that right inside as well. Then from there, I'm going to take this and I am going to, what am I going to do? I'm going to actually first place in an image. So I'm going to go over to my plugins. I am going to just search dogs for now and just like pop in some picture or pop in this picture. And then I'm going to select these two layers and turn on repeat grid, which we've used already this week. Just drag it over so I can like repeat that same thing over and over again. And I can just change the spacing between those elements something like this. And then I can just go ahead and select that shape and then just fill them in with different dog pictures. This is the best part. You're like, oh, look at this guy, so cute. Look at that friend. Oh my gosh, look at his little banana top. Look at the little puppy. So cute. All right, so now we have this section, but what I want to do is include this for when it has the horizontal scroll action. So I'm actually going to take this group, select this group as well, holding shift, and I'm going to right click to make it a group. Now it's all one together. I can move this thing together, but the most important piece is that now it's unlocked a feature. I can now over on the right hand side turn on scroll groups, and I can only do that on top of a group. On the right hand side in my property inspector, I have these options over here with the little pointy diamond thingies, and the first one here is the horizontal scroll group. I'm going to enable that. And then I can change the sides here if I wanted to only scroll like and show this section, or if I wanted to go all the way, which I do want it to. And here when I play it, now you can see when I scroll it, it's now scrolling. It's kind of one of the easiest prototyping actions you can take in XD, I think. And it's like it just feels so nice to do that. I don't know why. So feeling good, feel easy, feeling okay about the horizontal group? Let's move on. Let's do the main content here. We want to see Jackie Boy, his cute picture. I'm going to now place another E for ellipse here for the circle. And then I'm going to place in, let's do the husky. Oop, Jusky. I wonder what comes up for Jusky. Okay. Here we have husky. I'm going to place in that image there. And for the border, I'm actually going to make that like a 6 size so you can really see that border. Maybe 4. We'll see how that feels. And I'm going to make this border the same color as the background. So I'm just going to use this eyedropper, selecting this over here, selecting that background color. And we'll see how it pops out in just a second. Okay, from there, I'm going to now make the shape for the background. I got this like rectangle over here. I'm going to go inside the pointy corners, and I'm just going to select that circle to round out those corners. Turn off that border and place in, I gotta find that puppy. Yes, the puppy image. Oh my God, his eyes. Doesn't it just melt your heart? I'm placing that picture in. And then I want this background. So you can see for the cards, instead of having like a white background or being able to use shadows as much with the dark mode, I'm actually just going to use a lighter shade of that same dark gray color. So here I'm going to just copy and paste that same rectangle, but I'm just dragging it down. And I'm going to then change the fill over on the right hand side to that, ooh, not that, ooh, this color here, lighter, a nice lighter dark gray here. And now I need to move around my layers. So I'm going over into the layers panel. The second one down is my layers. And now I'm going to move this rectangle behind that image. And then I'm going to take those 2 layers and I'm going to group them. And I want to actually make that circle go in front of it here, right? So we're just kind of moving the layers about so that we can actually see the layers in front or behind as we want them. And then from here, you can just place in, you know, your icons and your simple text on top for whatever you want to see. I thought this was cute, 45 licks instead of likes. Cute. I found that on I saw that inspiration somewhere else. I did not come up with that myself. But I thought it was adorable. So here I am going to now drag my artboard down because I want this same element repeated over and over again. It's very repetitive, right? So I'm going to take this whole group and I'm going to use that repeat grid again. Repeat grid is turned on, and I'm just going to drag them down and change the spacing between the different groups. but I'm actually going to turn off repeat grid because I'm going to make some changes to it. I want to add video actually, so repeat grid isn't going to like that. So I'm actually turning it off. I'm just using it to start that repeat. Now I am going to add, of course, my favorite little doggy in the world, little Cashew. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to grab one of my favorite photos I've ever taken of him, this little one, and drag it in. There he is. Okay, there's little Cashew. And here I want to actually bring in a video. Unfortunately with video, you can't simply like drag in a video into the shape if there's already an image in there. So what I am going to do is get rid of that layer. And then I'm going to just copy this background layer, paste it again, because it doesn't have an image in it. And then I'm going to paste or drag and drop the video inside. So it's just going to work a little different. I'm just going to make sure that this height is the same here. So over here, the height is 310. I'm going to do the same for this one, 310. And then here I can have access to make changes to that video as I please. So I want to get into this particular layer. To get into a particular layer, you can just like keep double clicking to get into it. You can see on the left-hand side, if I keep double clicking, it's deeper and deeper and deeper into your layers within your groups. You could also just simply go into your layers panel and select that layer as well, right? So that makes it a little easier. And then on the right-hand side, I can make adjustments and changes to it, whether I want it to play on tap, etc. So we covered video already I guess last week, but I want to show you like that capability of including photos and video into this dark mode app if you so choose. Okay, now let's do the final one here. I had to add Cashew's best friend, Moogie. He is so cute, so I had to add this guy. I'm going to add this picture for his profile, him just like looking off into the distance that I took. And I'm going to add this picture here. I'm just dragging and dropping into this shape. See how it worked for photos? I was able to drag and drop into the shape, but it doesn't work for video. So just know that that is one of the little constraints there. But there they are, Cashew and his best friend just cuddling. And now I feel ready to start making my vertical scroll group. Okay, so do you remember the first thing you have to do before you can enable scroll groups? It kind of has it in the title. You got to make a group. Okay, so I actually want it so that all of these plus this group here are going to scroll, and just the top of where the two little, oh my gosh, the logo, where the logo is just gonna stay put. But I want everything else to scroll there. So I am selecting all of those layers and I'm going to right click, make group. Now I can select scroll groups over on the right hand side in my property inspector. So before we were doing the scroll groups over horizontally here, now we want to do a horizontal, I keep saying horizontal for both. Vertical, we want to do a vertical scroll. Do you guys ever had trouble with horizontal versus vertical? Because when I was younger in school, I would always get those confused, and I think I still do. Okay, so I have that vertical scroll group here. And now what I'm going to do is I want to adjust it. So you see these little blue handles? I want to adjust it so that it's only going to peek right over here. So the content is still there behind it, but you're only going to see it within that certain window. That's what this like blue, these little blue handles indicate here. And now I no longer need like a really long scrolly artboard. I'm gonna just like bring that back. I can like place in my at bar over here. And then I'm just gonna make sure that that little blue handle goes right to there. Now what happens when I play my prototype is you're gonna see, oh, there it is, how cute. Everything's scrolling. I'm playing the little video. I can pause it or keep playing it. Cashew running around to the ocean. I can keep scrolling and see Moogie and Cashew hanging on the couch like besties, enjoying themselves. Chris says think horizontal horizon. I do, but still like it doesn't help me. Like, you know, the desert versus dessert, like 2 S's is dessert because you want more. For some reason, like that works for me, but horizon doesn't. I still always mess them up. I used to always say potato and tomato. I would always mix those up. I still kind of do too. Potato and tomato. All right, so that's the design, okay? How we feeling about it? Easy peasy, right? Feeling good. We got the horizontal scroll, we got the vertical scroll, horizontal, vertical, and we got our puppies in there. What I want you guys to do is create a social media app that you want to see. It doesn't have to be dogs. It doesn't have to be anything you've ever seen before. Think about what you'd like to see. Maybe if you're a farmer, you want to see a farmer social media app or what have you. Feel creative and make this more of your own. Maybe put something personal in it to make it more fun for yourself. And think about those best practices that I provided earlier. If you guys are just joining, I have these best practices for when you're creating dark mode that will be in Discord in the tips and tricks channel. Now, finally, I want to talk about how you can share your wonderful designs with the community and get that feedback. There are a couple ways. If you want to just share the image out, you don't want to show the interactions, you can select that artboard right here, and you can go to File, Export, Selected to export it as an image. That's option number 1, and maybe that's what you upload. You want to upload into Discord if you don't feel comfortable doing all the interactions or what have you. But let's say you do want to show the interactions. If you are on a Mac, you can also play your prototype. And over on the right-hand side, there's this record button. So I can actually show this whole experience of going through this, of the video and everything like that. And when I stop it, I can save that video as an MP4. All right, that's option number 2. And then finally, what we have is another option with my artboard selected or a group of artboards selected. We can click this little share button. I saw Cornell says you love husky dogs. I do too. I've always wanted a husky dog, but a lot of my friends who have them, they're always like very rambunctious and run away. So it scares me a little bit. So you can select those artboards and then you can click the share button. This is going to create a link that you can share out. And within this link, you can share it just as it is, this link, but you can also attach it to your Behance profile. So if I click the little Behance link here, click that, it's opening it up already for me in Behance. So I have my little prototype already right here. Boom. Okay, get your work out there, show off, create your portfolio, right? So now that I have my design, I can add text and images and video, whatever I want to it if I so choose. But the most important thing during this UI challenge is to add the XD Creative Challenge tag right here in settings over on the right-hand side. Project tags is XD Creative Challenge, okay? Once you save it, you publish it. Now I'm able to see it. Other people in your community are able to see it, and we're able to give you all that feedback. All right, cool. Tanya's asking to get help from design to prototype. So the thing with XD, as far as just the interactions I showed today, we didn't even have to go into prototyping mode to do those little prototyping movements. That's what's really cool, but there's gonna be more UI exercises we do with different prototyping techniques. And there's also the Let's XD website, letsxd.com, that you can go into to learn more about how to design and how to prototype as well. And so that's such a great resource for you guys as well. Stuart, I'm glad you liked it. Isn't that fun with the Behance thing? We're like, ooh, okay, let's get our work out there. All right. So that's all it. That's everything for today. And I am so excited to see what social media apps you create, what you've been wanting to see on social media, not just what's been out there already. And I can't wait to see all your guys' work tomorrow. All right. Have a good rest of your day. Bye.